Cape Town forever. Cape Town forever.
In this episode, we meet Stefan Smit, a celebrated South African fine artist, known for his bold figurative oil paintings and striking large-scale murals. Based in Cape Town, Stefan's talent has taken him worldwide, from Sri Lanka to London and Dubai. Join us as we explore the passion and creativity driving Stefan's extraordinary career. We're back here with Cape Town Forever, and we're speaking to Stefan Smit, who has done a beautiful mural for the Diamond Works outside of the building. So, Stefan, I'm a big fan of art. I did art at school. But you are a special kettle of fish because you go outdoors and you paint outdoors, indoors. Tell us more about what got you into the line of work you're in.
So it's been a pretty organic journey getting into street art. I started off studying music, actually. Studied the piano, got my degree, and I've always been like doodling on the side.
Creative.
And yeah. I guess you could say so, but I've never enjoyed being told what to do. So my music kind of, it killed my passion a little bit, being told what to do when I was studying and how to be creative. And then with my art, it's always been a case of like trying to figure it out as I go, which has been really cool. It's led me to try different tools like cement scrapers, window cleaning, like squeegees, and whatever like makes a cool mark at the end.
Yeah.
So it's been a super organic process from like doing small pencil portraits and then going a little bit bigger and braver to charcoal, to oil paint, and then eventually trying to paint murals. And I did a 6-story building last year, which was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Very daunting, but awesome. It's a good thing I'm not afraid of heights.
This was in Cape Town, right?
Yeah, this was in Cape Town. It's in Sea Point. And yeah, it's been an organic journey, just trying to like follow what I enjoy and follow the process of like trying to chase that enjoyment.
Nice. So what I'm hearing is you're creative and a problem solver, and you like to experiment, which is nice.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it.
Some of the best people are those kind of people. So I'm glad to be amongst good company. So you are not from Cape Town.
No, Joburg, born and bred, but I must say I'm loving it in Cape Town. My wife and I are like big into the outdoors, so it's awesome being able to just pop on over to the mountain or like go to the beach. I'm really enjoying living here. It's been like 3 years already, but it feels as though it's been a few weeks.
Oh, so you fit in like a glove, right? Like fish in the water.
I'm enjoying it, yeah.
Great.
I've got a little community now, like I know a couple of people. I'm enjoying it.
Where are you staying right now?
I'm staying like near Colt Bay side, so
perfect, man.
Down south.
Also very creative with that. So tell us what when you create a mural or a piece of art, do you usually come up with a theme and stick to it, or does it just whatever? Do you express yourself in these murals as well?
So it's a good question. Each mural is kind of different because it depends a whole bunch on the client that I'm working with. Like for instance, with Diamond Works, I had to have something that kind of fitted in with the narrative of diamonds. And I also wanted it to be an individualistic opportunity to express my voice and what it is that I want to paint.
Yeah.
And what I'm interested in is portraying people. Like a huge part of the narrative of my work has to do with human connection. Yeah. So I really like focusing on people. But I wanted to also do that in conjunction with the Diamond Works. And so for that piece specifically, I thought it would be great to have like a narrative of the journey of the diamond from the ground to the final piece, and then focusing on the diamond cutter.
Yeah.
So someone who's a part, like an integral part of the process.
Yes.
So it was nice to be able to kind of like focus on both worlds.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the time what I do with my work is I'll see what the client is based in and what they're wanting, and then kind of adjust that to what I'm also wanting to create too. And a lot of the time it ends up creating cool pieces. Obviously I'm a bit biased, but I think so.
Sure. What, have you given it a name?
I
Title, maybe.
do have a name for this piece. I would need to just double check. The name of this piece is Multifaceted, because I thought it was a fun play on words where there's a lot of meaning going on behind it, and then obviously multifaceted diamonds are...
That makes sense, yeah. And so for the viewers out there, Multifaceted can be seen at the Diamond Works outside. Do you ever do work where it's not commissioned by anyone, but just by you?
Yeah, for sure, all the time. I love painting things for myself. I also think that's super important as an artist to be able to kind of create your own work.
You're right.
That's not just based off of commissions, because that's an opportunity for creative problem solving, to be able to kind of experiment with the work and try different things. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't, but that process is so important, because then you can kind of learn new things about the creation process. So I definitely paint for myself all the time.
And you've moved to Cape Town and you've been here for 3 years. What's your impression of the art industry? Not the industry, but I mean the community of art, and how is art different here from Johannesburg? And what actually impresses you here and makes you actually drive to do more?
I've got mixed feelings about the art industry here, because like the city of Cape Town's got certain laws and regulations around street art.
Yeah.
So in order to like apply for a wall that I'd want to paint, I have to get permission from the city. If the design isn't exactly how the city wants it to be, then they can come back to me and say, no, you need to repaint the mural or change the design, which feels a little bit limiting at times.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to that. Like,
it's almost like having a second art director.
Yeah, exactly. Like nowhere else in our country do we have the government kind of stepping into the creative design process and telling me how I have to do it. Normally you get approval from the wall owner, and that's that.
Okay.
But getting the city of Cape Town involved is a little bit of an obstacle from time to time.
Yep.
But I also understand it, because it keeps the city clean and stops vandalism from happening. So yeah, that's been an interesting hurdle to overcome in Cape Town. But generally, I think the art scene is thriving here.
Yeah.
It seems to be getting better and better. I think there's more interest in street art and public art. So I'm enjoying Cape Town so far.
Have you had the chance to collaborate with anyone, or groups or individuals?
I think collaboration is pretty important. I'm quite enjoy working by myself, but like over the years I've noticed that like it's important to have communities and to be able to do work with other artists. So I'm kind of getting over my loner sort of tendencies and being able to collaborate with other people. I did a collaboration with a friend of mine, Chris Valentine, in London recently.
Okay.
We were both working on a piece, and that was a lot of fun, because I think when you collaborate, you kind of see the other artist's point of view that you might not have, and like you get to swap ideas and like have a little bit of the creative juices flowing, which is cool. So collaboration's important.
And trade secrets being
for sure.
exchanged.
Okay. I've worked with a few artists where I've like learned a couple of tips and tricks from them. And I think that's important, you know, like we don't know it all. It's important to be able to grow and learn from other people.
Exactly, you live and learn.
Yeah.
Stefan, why is recognition for art so important in Cape Town and South Africa? I mean, what value does it bring?
I think generally speaking, like this applies to a larger global perspective, and that's that, in my opinion, art is incredibly important. Not just like paintings, but any sort of form of creativity, because it's in difficult times that we'll often turn towards art and creativity, and that is the thing that tends to get us through the difficult times. Like, look at the bubonic plague. After that, we got the rise of the Renaissance. You usually have like an upliftment through the art. So I think art is not just important, it's crucial.
Yes.
So I think a lot of the time it's undervalued because especially when things are going well, it tends to not be something that is utilized as much.
Yes.
But I think it's incredibly important,
Yes.
especially through difficult times. And it's usually one of the first things to get cut when times are tough. So,
True.
yeah.
It's a great channel of expression of human emotion. I mean,
100%.
we can also talk about the pandemic and how post-pandemic, how has that affected your work and how you express yourself?
That's a good question. Yeah, it was tough at first because obviously that was the first thing to get cut. Anything that felt frivolous was kind of like put to the side.
Yeah.
Whereas in my opinion, I think it's like one of the most important things to help regulate our emotions
Exactly.
yeah, it feels as though it's only in the last like year and a bit started picking up again to like pre-pandemic levels. So I'm glad that that's the case. Starting to travel again more regularly, which is really nice.
Okay, and you said you've traveled to London. Any other places you've been to?
Yeah, so one of my favorite things about my line of work is that I get to explore quite a bit, which is one of my favorite things. I've been to Denmark, Dubai, Sri Lanka. Recently, I was in London for 2 months, which was a long time to be there, but a lot of fun as well. I painted 2 murals, did 1 festival. I was a headlining artist at that festival, which
Wow.
it was a real honor. Honestly, it's like one of the highlights of my career. And did a couple of private commissions and then another private mural for an art company while I was there. And I also got to go and tour Dale Rowney's factory. Dale Rowney's like an art company in the UK. They make like thousands of brushes and oil paints and like anything art related that you can think of. And I got to go behind the scenes and like check out their factory, and I felt like a kid in a toy store. Like, it was so cool seeing how like the paint is put into the tubes and the brushes are made, and like, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. So you seem to be very passionate about your job, and I'm sure there's more young guns coming through, artists that want to do what you want to do, or maybe something different, but don't know how to go about it or are doubting themselves. If you could inspire some of the up and coming guys out there, the guys and girls, what would you say to them?
I would say that it's quite a low barrier to entry. Like, and what I mean by that is that, like, if you get yourself some black and white PVA, you can mix any sort of value tone with that. Find yourself a wall that's not in a dodgy spot to paint, like maybe your garage or something like that, and just practice. You'll end up being able to have opportunities going forward to create artwork. So, yeah, I would also say like networking is super important. That's something I undervalued for a long time. But just kind of putting yourself out there and creating the work is like one of the most important things that you can do. Like, I went to Leeuwkop prison a few years ago and I was teaching the inmates there how to paint, and one of the guys has been released from prison, and he was popping me a message just saying that like he wants to pursue art as a full-time career. Like, what can he do? And I had to really like rack my brain about it and think about it, because like for me it's kind of been just figuring it out as I go, because I've had no formal education about this. So just to say that like if you're passionate about it and it's something that you want to turn into a career, you can 100% do it. Like, there's so much information on YouTube and the internet, and like also just reaching out to artists. Like, generally speaking, any artist I've reached out to in the past where I've asked for advice, they've been super kind and super generous with their time and information. So yeah, if any new artists are thinking about pursuing this as a career, pop me a message. I'm always happy to chat.
Great, man. That's good. So it's basically learning, executing, and making friends.
Yeah, you sum it up pretty well.
So yeah, is there anything coming up for you in Cape Town that you're looking towards?
Nothing right now. I've got a couple of commissions that I'm working on at the moment, and I'm putting together a body of work. So I want to have a solo exhibition either in Cape Town or London, I'm still trying to figure out which one.
Okay.
But I'm in the process of putting that body of work together at the moment, which is always fun to do. It's always a process as well to kind of figure out like what you want to put forward and what you want to say. So I'm quite enjoying that. And yeah, I'll put out some more details about that when the time is right.
Great. And they can follow you on Instagram and Facebook. All right.
These 10 fingers, 10. Yeah, pop me a message, come say hi.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Stefan.
Cool.
It was fun talking to you. Thank you for joining us for Cape Town Forever, and hope you have a great summer.
Thank you, Costa. You too, man.
Cape Town forever.